Welcome my friends back to Marvel Snap, and yes, we have reached the coveted infinite rank with the Darkhawk list right up above. Really hot list coming out of the testing stream that we were able to do. You guys can check out that as we tested all the different iterations for the new Darkhawk card. I love this bounce list the most, but that was not the only one that was doing heavy lifting for us to be able to make it to infinite. The meta has been adapting. Some old channel standbys somewhat failed us, so I have 3 infinite certified lists for you that I am crediting with our success in our climb this month. Some things that you might want to take a look at, encompassing a wide range of different cards depending on what your collection has if you're looking to make that final push over the holidays to be able to get your infinite rank for Christmas. I am loving the new Marvel Snap Pro tracker. I'm not the best at always having it on, so it doesn't have the best statistics to be able to share the different lists, but this is our general rank climb. So after 1,000 games in the previous season, we had made infinite. This season, we played 1,200 games to make it. Significantly more. Clearly, we were struggling a little bit. Kicking things off, we were able to climb quite steadily until we had an absolute breakthrough here on stream. We had an incredible stream, reached rank 93, and then tilted over the course of the next week down to rank 87, and then we were able to push back up, especially once we got Darkhawk a little fire under us to be able to climb up. So some encouragement to you guys. Not every single day was progress forward. Sometimes we tilted, but riding it out in the end and finding the breakthroughs. I think this was also around the Lamentis location. When you can ride the hot locations with some specialized decks, that can really help boost you up, and we're going to have some more hot and featured locations still to come this season as well. Now for our 3 certified infinite list to share with you guys, and I wouldn't say that we are necessarily trying to be hipsters here at the channel, but this first list that I want to bring to you guys, I don't see anyone else on ladder running anything remotely similar. It is the list that keeps on giving, suggested by a viewer way back months ago in the beta, and surviving even through nerfs to Angela, Mysterio, and Bishop. It is still an absolute workhorse. Red Skull holds everything together. He's at the center of all of our synergies, working very well alongside Taskmaster, Zero, and then the Enchantress is here, potentially able to turn off his ongoing effect, but of course leveraging a high level of control against the opponent, she can absolutely rob cubes from the Cerebro, the Patriot lists, even the Mr. Negative lists. A premium control card right here that has fallen off of the meta a little bit. And then the Shang-Chi, also of course incredibly pivotal as a leveling factor. If the Red Skull is buffing cards above 9, then Shang-Chi can have potentially even more destructive power. Everything else here is meant to be able to maintain tempo with the opponent. We have the magic to extend the game to give us time to catch the opponent out with our control pieces. The downside potentially of the list is that even with extending the game to turn 7, with how expensive this lower half of the list is, turns can get a little bit clunky, but hopefully you're able to mix in your lower cost cards in between these to flatten out the curve and then be able to bring out your huge finishers when it matters most. Diving in here to get a quick showcase. We're not going to do in-depth showcases for every list. They all have their own designated videos if you go far enough back on our playlists here. Let's go Angela Dawn, Slot Citadel, Carnage, Zero, Taskmaster, Enchantress. We have fun pieces. Need to figure out what the opponent's list is going to be running. Yep, the Sunspot doesn't tell us anything. Most popular card in the game. Negative Zone, Savage Land. This is perfect for Carnage. We thrive here. Chow down on these Raptors, open up some board space. Maximus gives us a little bit more consistency. Wish that we had the hood earlier to be able to incorporate on that stack, but of course that was not the case. Now, a line that I really like to take is Rescue into Magic. Opponent playing the Armor. This is probably the Leecher, the dreaded Leecher opponent. Now, if they're going to start copying some of our cards, Leader on Taskmaster is not a good synergy for them. Also, our Shang-Chi, if they end up taking the Red Skull that we play, can level things back around. Just don't want to send it over to a spot where it will be protected by that armor. Pulling us out to the Savage Land. Okay, well, we still score the buff on the Rescue in spite of the arrow. Not sure the opponent understands that little nuance. Rescue only cares if a card is played here, not if the card then remains. I think this is where we just zero Buff the Angela a little bit. Drop Red Skull on Limbo. Yeah, we'll play Red Skull on Limbo. We're ahead of negative zone. Why play extra there if we don't have to? Have the Taskmaster next, and we have Shang-Chi potential. We have the Odin to reactivate. My friend, you're behind. You're hopelessly behind. We don't get the buff on Angela here. Angela works a little bit differently, which her wording is the same. When you play a card here, +2 power, and then on reveal, if you play a card here next turn, +5 power. Well, we played a card here, but then it got moved, so I guess there is a little bit going on here. The game's not telling us. Still, it's just Taskmaster, and then Mysterio would be +1 here and +2 over here, so that's slightly better than the Hood. Oh, they were waiting. They were calculating on what the leader was going to do for them. Leader was going to give them Taskmaster. Taskmaster would only copy the Odin, putting us ahead. We would be +5, 6, 7. They would be at 8, 15. Yeah, okay. It would have been very tight. But I do believe that even Leader was losing in that situation. The Taskmaster does help against the meta. Against the meta of Leader, Taskmaster is very good. Second of our 3 lists for you guys today is, it started out as Surfing in the USA, now lovingly called the Wife Deck. I did a video teaching my wife to play Snap. She is now hooked, and it was all due to this list. This list is beautiful. It doesn't care what the opponent is doing. They're going to score their points, you're going to score your points, and with Patriot and Silver Surfer comboing together, you very often score more points than they do. Also with the Brood here kind of as the center of synergies between Patriot getting buffs to cards without abilities and the Silver Surfer giving buffs to 3-cost cards, Brood always wins their lane. Absolutely incredible. We get a tiny bit of control against the opponent in the Debris, but most often you're not really interacting with the opponent. The Scarlet Witch is certainly a flex slot. We're running the Scarlet Witch on the wife's behest. She loves the card, she loves the character. You could run, a lot of people choose to bring in something like Cosmo or Goose for protection on your Patriot and your Mystique. You could also run, you can tag in whatever you're looking for here. Scarlet Witch, I do find a lot of value in the Location Fixer. And then you could also trade out Squirrel Girl for Mysterio if you find that Killmonger is really ruining your day, which some days, when he's very popular, he certainly can. Ooh, Sakaar pulling Bishop and Onslaught. That Bishop's going to scale a lot, but the Onslaught can do so much for us. I feel like this is a fairly even exchange. Though it's not even, it's in our favor, it's in our favor. But Bishop will get incredibly large. Getting to establish him very early is solid for them. We could hold the Witch, or we could play her now to fix Necrotia. Now let's just wait. Let's see what the third location is. No sense in rushing into anything. The list is very 3-cost heavy. I think it is an improvement to the typical Patriot list that you see running around, which this is absolutely the high roll with the Sakaar. Oh man. But I think it is an improvement to the Ultron Patriot list because the Silver Surfer represents an alternate win condition. The efficiency on Brood and some of these other cards just goes absolutely through the roof when you happen to have them all together. And so it's incredibly powerful. Cosmo. Ooh. Sharp. The Cosmo prevents the Mystique, which is a non-reveal ability, to try and pair up with the Patriot. Smart plays. Let's go Witch and then a Brood. Then we probably just Doctor Doom. Agent Coulson. Hey, some Series 4 cards working into a hand-sized list on the opponent's side of things, looks like. Clutch Gilead going to give us some rocks. Honestly, I don't mind the rocks. We thrive on the rocks. Rocks help Patriot. If I play Doctor Doom here, we will win at Sakaar. It will put a lot of pressure on the Dark Dimension, especially with the Brood popping out. And then Lechigilia is looking fine. We already snapped. Here it is. No Silver Surfer, but no problem. Well, especially getting the Onslaught brought out to the board early. Yeah, incredible for us. Bishop was only able to scale up to, what, 8 points here? There's the Devil Dino that had been hiding, protected under the Dark Dimension. They almost got us at Sakaar. Incredible. We almost got them at Dark Dimension, though, even running up against the Devil Dinosaurs. So, each side their own. We win that one quite handily with the extra 10 at Lechigilia. And for our final deck showcase, yes, it is the Darkhawk. Whoa, I love this card. I have always loved the bounce shell, so I'm not expecting many people to actually have the Hawk. He climbed effectively the last 10 ranks for us. But there's a much more budget-friendly bounce version that's running around here. Incredibly budget-friendly, really. You're looking at Beast and Falcon as your Series 3. I like the Black Widow in here as well. This, of course, can be flexed around. Everything else here, if my memory... Oh, the Hood. The Hood is another Series 3. But overall, this is another very budget-friendly list. And can be made even more budget-friendly by trading out anything that you are missing. As long as you have either Beast or Falcon, you can run it. Beast preferable. The solo Falcon is a little bit harder to run, but as long as you have one of these, you can still try this. Bring in the Shang-Chi for a little bit of control is probably what I would do if you're missing something else here. This list is solid. The Hawk version of the list, I do like a little bit better. It brings in the Rock Slide, which is a bit of a meme. But overall, this one pops. And I think that the advantage that this list has is that it plays around leader even better than the other bounce list. The other bounce list is vomiting a lot of cards to the board, and leader can still take advantage of that. But this list is priming the opponent's deck to empower our Hawk, and if the leader snatches Hawk, then their Hawk is going to be much smaller than ours. We had a whole stream highlight video of how well it performed up against leader. Drop down into our battle mode. See where this takes us. We lose the collector. It's alright. It's alright. We can recover. We'll play Limbo. The list actually does have gas to take it into turn 7, and I love that. Some of these other lists that are running so many of the cheap cards are not able to do it. This one can. This one can. Armor and Yondu. Trying to figure out what this tells me. It's probably just the Barrow. Onslaught Citadel. Oh, Hawk is ongoing. The goal being with this list to prime the opponent with a lot of control from our cheaper cards. Cosmo looking to protect Onslaught Citadel. Are you just running Yondu as a flex? That's what my guess is right now. We'll play Angela. And then let's play Beast to pick these guys up. This will decrease their cost, allow me to continue to replay them, empower the Bishop, also be able to start buffing up Angela. Angela and Falcon have such strong synergy. There was a while where I was running Shang-Chi instead of the Angela because I wanted the control, but the synergy with the Falcon is so good. It's so good. I will play Iceman even though it gets blocked by the Cosmo. I want it. Black Widow comes down, Hood comes down, Falcon picks them back up. So we're going to have Iceman, Hood, and then a Demon back in hand. Okay, what is the Yondu doing in your list? It's just hand size opponent list. Also, I think their White Queen pulled the Rock Slide. Probably scratching their head on that account. Yes! The Hawk appears. Order is important. If we top deck Mystique, we want to make sure that our Hawk is the last card that we play. And with only 2 cards in the deck remaining, that is of course quite possible that Mystique will be our top deck here. If not, we just play the Rock Slide and we send Darkhawk to the moon. Whether or not that wins is another question. We could hold the Iceman. Well, we want to play the Iceman for some value right now. Do I want to play the Hood? No. It doesn't matter. Hawk. Hawk me. Do I snap? This is their opportunity to play leader. If you play leader, then you will fulfill exactly what I wanted to set up, of how much better my Hawk is to them with 5 cards in deck than me with 2 cards in deck. Nope, Devil Dinosaur. That was more what I expected, and then the Widow's Bite. Widow's Bite here, clearly slowing them down, bogging up their lanes. Now the Devil Dinosaur, of course, also huge, but my Hawk is hanging with him. Incredibly, the Hawk is hanging with him. Yes, got the Mystique. And on turn 7, she combos with the Rock Slide. Oh. Love it that we were able to pick up these shiny new toys, and Darkhawk is gonna get he's gonna get better with Zabu. Cannot wait to play that list as well, given that Rock Slide and the Hawk are both 4 costs. Zabu is gonna be the card coming out in January, heading the battle pass, decreasing the cost of those 4 cost cards by 2. Gobble them together on turn. Well, Zabu plays on 3. You could combo both the Hawk and Rock Slide on turn 4. Nuts. Nuts. What do you have? What do you have? Are you trying to figure out if you can leader now? Or do you have some... Well, you could just play a second Devil Dinosaur, right? If you just play the second Devil Dinosaur, do you beat me? I mean, there's a world where you could just beat me with that. I'm going +8 off of the Rock Slide here to the Hawk, taking me up to 29. The opponent has to play something. Oh, they don't have it. I was going to say, if they had cards that only replicated themselves to hand, then the Devil Dinosaur would have still been ahead, but we would have been able to beat them at the other 2 locations. Came together so beautifully there. It doesn't always come together. When you miss out on the Hawk, then you're in rough times, but that's where you're just running the normal bounce list, and you're hoping that the Bishop and the Angela are going to be able to get you there. They can shock a lot of people by how much power they are able to represent. Oh, we got the Rock Slide shot put variant. Fate has smiled upon us today, especially because I'm missing the new holiday variant. So there we are. My 3 lists that I credit with most of my success this season, open for your taking. If you guys are looking for that final holiday push up to infinite, I hope that your climb goes well. Let me know down in the comments how these decks perform for you if you give them a try, or if you're looking to try and trade out any of the cards but still run a similar archetype. I would love to read the comments. Gonna be traveling for the holidays, but will still be available and posting up here on the channel. Till next time, thank you guys for watching. Keep on snapping.